Prime Minister Raila Odinga and the principles of saying out loud, ladies and gentlemen, let us just celebrate our principles. Amazing, 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 amazing. Wonderful, wonderful. Honorable Moses. We decided to bring you here today so that we could fellowship together, come to you as part of us, and share with you, because I know what you people have been through. You all have walked in the valley of the shadow of death. And you have come out strong. This is a very historical place, the Bomas of Kenya. A lot of battles have been fought in this hall here. Remember, now over 8 years ago, you were here under the chairmanship of Professor Yash Balkai, as delegates to the National Constitutional Conference. I was delegate number 155. My seat was up there. Some delegates walked away on us here, basically because of the 2 chapters, 3 chapters of the Constitution. Devolution, the executive, and legislature. They took off. And that became the end. Of course, we adopted the Constitution, and the rest is history now. You know what happened. We went to Parliament, we tried to fight. We lost the battle in Parliament. We went for a referendum. And that's where the ODM was born. Me and my brother Kalonzo were sacked from the cabinet. And the rest is history. So now, we are here again today, following these elections. I want to thank all of you who had the privilege and opportunity to carry the flag of our movement, the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy. And in spite of all that, in spite of material superiority of the opponent, you carried the flag of God high and you managed to keep it. So we thank you for this achievement. That we have a governor, Nairobi, is a governor, Nairobi, the first governor of Nairobi. This is something, an achievement that you must be proud of. You're very proud that the first governor of Nairobi is the first governor of Mombasa is the first governor of the UK. You remember a couple of days ago, after what had transpired in this hall, when the final announcement was made, I had an option to come and say, we concede, let PM open. But something in my heart of hearts told me, no. because we knew what had happened. But we did not know as much as we now know what had happened. The good thing is that we have a gift of what is called the sixth sense. The sixth sense said, no, this is very wrong. And we felt that if we do this, we will condemn this country to perpetual dictatorship by a small elite group. But then, of course, I don't want to talk about the case in court, because that is sub-judice. But then, I will give an example, the biblical example. Remember the two mothers who had given birth to children. One slept on her child, and the child died at night. And then substituted. Then the following day, now there was competition between them with the mother. Each one of them claiming the live child. Then the mother was taken before King Solomon to make a judgment. Then when all of them were claiming the child, then Solomon said, bring the knife, bring the sword. Let us cut it into half, so that each one takes a half of it. Then the other mother who had killed her child said, yes, cut it into half. But the mother of the child said, no, in that case, give it to her. Then Solomon knew exactly who was the mother, and gave the child the right mother. I saying that 5 years down the road, we handed over our child, our baby, to an illegitimate mother. And we survived. We conceived again. They were giving birth to another child today. Shall we again continue to surrender this baby to the other? Shall we? Shall we? That is where. That is dowry. Dowry. Achisha. Yeah. Wadagi. How do you say cucumber? Mtualea. That's why we said, and that's why I stood up there on that day and said democracy is on trial. Democracy is on trial in our country. Because we knew a lot ourselves here, Moses, Stephen, James there, Franklin. We all had a lot more information. And I said, we cannot allow this to happen. And I said, democracy is on trial. And that by this time, unlike last time, we are not going to ask our people to go on the streets, because that is what they were expecting us to do. And that's why you saw GSU stationed all over the place. They had been taken to Machakos, they were in Mombasa, they were in Kibera, they were in Kisumu, they were in Kakamega, they were all over the place. So we said, no, Mjinga amerevuka. Mrevu yuko wapi? And that's why we said, no, this time around, we are going to the courts. And we are going to respect the verdict of the courts to show that we really want to defend and protect this constitution. The courts will, in my view, make a right decision for this country. We don't want to anticipate. We are not in the business to do so. We want to be very patient, and we've appealed to all the people of Kenya to do so. So finally, I want all of you, those who lost, those who won, to remain united. We have big business coming up, and we need all of you. We need all your energies. We need you to feel very united and feel very proud among yourselves and work together. Go back where you've come from. Go back to your respective constituencies and create and strengthen the committees that you had out there. We were very thinly spread. Now it is easier because we're going to have just one business to deal with. Justice will never come easily. Desmond Tutu said that without truth, there can be no justice. Without justice, there can be no reconciliation. Without reconciliation, there can be no peace. And without peace, there can be no development. So you cannot say, let us move on. Kenya cannot move on without justice. Because our national anthem says, justice be our shield and defender. Haki iwe ngao na mlinzi. Where is justice? If we allow people to manipulate the election results the way they've done here, then where is justice? We are moving on to where? We are moving on to the High Court, to the Supreme Court. And that's where we moved on and we're there. So move on, go back to where you come from. Go back and say that what we are doing is what Martin Luther King said, that great speech of his, I have a dream. When he said that we have come to our country's capital to cash a check that has been returned several times to the men of color, saying that there is insufficient funds. But we don't believe that the vault of justice is bankrupt. We don't believe that the bank of justice is bankrupt. And therefore, we have come to cash this check, which will give us freedom and liberty that we demand as a people. So the people of Kenya have come to cash a check of true liberty, a check of justice to ensure that every vote counts, that every Kenyan vote counts. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. Mungu awabariki.